Hi guys, so thank you so much for joining me today for the very first Mandala meditation that I have ever offered online. So this is quite foreign to me, very foreign to me. Not used to speaking in front of a camera. I'm used to speaking to many people in a room, so hopefully I can still offer a very lovely experience for you all. And I just wanted to say a big hi to everyone that I love and know and who have been to a workshop before and who's been to some of my Bali retreats. I've got someone out there I know that's been to 2 of my Bali retreats and she's really missing making mandalas. So I know you're out there. Thank you so much for tuning in and sharing it amongst your friends. And also thank you so much to everyone who's tuned in who hasn't been to a workshop before or maybe even haven't created a mandala before. Welcome. Please don't be scared. This is not a class that you need any specific skills. This workshop is run for absolutely everyone, your children, your grandma, anyone can pick up a compass and a ruler and draw some geometry and take it from there, which you will be taking it from there. I'm not going to be sitting here for the full 2 hours. I'm just here to plant the seeds and hopefully you can nourish those little seeds, and I have no doubt that you will come up with something that will blow your own mind away. Everyone always blows my mind. The amount of people that come into a classroom and say that they can't draw or haven't created something since school, it's just phenomenal to see what happens on the page. Before we begin, I would like you all to please pick up a piece of paper or a notepad that's nearby, and also a pencil. And once you've done that, you can pause me if you like. That's a beautiful thing about the virtual world. I would like you to just take a moment and ask yourself a question, something that you ask most people every day, which is, how are you? This time I'd like to ask yourself how you're feeling, and I'd like you to write down just one word. It can be a sentence if you like, just expressing how you're feeling right now. So this is something that I do every day. I have obviously the pleasure of drawing every day. I create something every day, whether it's a tiny mandala or something I continue to work on. And I always write down how I'm feeling and the story that's going on inside this. because I don't know about you, but I have a lot of chitter chatter that happens in my head. And it feels so good when you release that. I'll give you an example. I drew a mandala yesterday, and the first word that I wrote on my mandala was that I was confused. You're not going to be able to see what I wrote. Confused. I didn't actually write too much on my mandala yesterday. I was feeling okay yesterday, and I wrote that down. Everything is okay. And then it moved on to I feel calm. And I also started thinking about my friends. I wrote, I hope Trav is okay. Hi Trav, if you're out there, hopefully you're creating a mandala today. I know you need it. And I've also wrote down, why do I always feel the need to fill the space? And I'll hold this mandala up. And this mandala that I created is black and white. I didn't use much any color, and I don't usually use color because I find that the line work and following the geometric grid guides me, and the lines in itself, the fluid movement is just so therapeutic. So I have found comfort in drawing lines and finding flow through abstract botanical line work, and I just get into this rhythm and repetition, and it's just sends you into another dimension. It really does. And hopefully that is what you will experience today as well. And going back to storytelling, those little words that I wrote on the back of my mandala yesterday, I would like you to keep this in mind as you are creating your mandala today. You are going to be left on your own. It is a mindfulness practice. It is a tool for you to use at home to hopefully offer a new form of meditation. The whole point of me offering this class is because you can probably see in my hands, I find it really hard to sit still, stay still, quite fidgety. You know, I'm always playing with things and pens. I was that, horrible person in school that was always opening and closing my pen or tapping my pen, just super fidgety. And just this process of not just creating mandalas, but just drawing, any sort of doodling. Some of you might already do a little bit of Zen doodling at home or pattern work at home, and it just slows everything down. And I can only speak for myself, of course, but I have taught, I think, maybe nearly 1,000, maybe more students this practice, and everyone loves it. They just love it and they become addicted, and I'm hoping that you will become addicted today also. So before we begin drawing, which we will start drawing very soon, please make sure that you have your phone off or on silent. Just put it away. I don't want any distractions, no distractions. I understand some of you probably have kids in the house. I'm hoping that you've organized a space where it is just you, just for you. If you're with a bunch of friends or you have family next to you, that's fine. Just make sure that during the process, after we've constructed the grid and we dive into our meditation, please refrain from trying to talk to each other, because that really defeats the purpose of today. The purpose of today is to keep in mind, it is a mindfulness practice exercise. The drawing a mandala is to profoundly inhabit the present moment. Really, really cherishing this moment and forgetting about everything else that's going on. It's just blissful when you are in the moment and everything else just fades away, and it really does. So let's begin. Okay, so before we begin, everyone, please make sure you have your paper in front of you, and also a ruler. You need your compass. Hopefully you've made friends with your compass at home and you've been playing. Really important to get used to your tool. And also a pencil. I'm going to use a pen so you can see. And something that's really important, keep your pencil sharp and don't be so heavy with your spiral grid. We're going to draw a beautiful spiral grid. It's going to be our foundation. So because it's our foundation to our mandala, if we draw it very, very hard with pencil, that's all you're going to see. So just be really light with your touch and have a bit of patience as well. And that's all. Let's begin. So let's treat our piece of paper like it's blank space. And what I'd like you to do for me is we need to start from somewhere. So we're going to create a horizon in the middle of the page. So let's do that together. And again, the beautiful thing about the virtual world is you can pause me. So if you need to do a step and pause me, just hit pause and then play me when you're ready to jump to the next step. So once you have your horizon, I want you to pop a little dot in the center of the page. If you are a perfectionist, you can measure that perfectly on the page if you like. Now, if you're working on size A3, I recommend drawing with a 6 centimeter radius. This is called a radius. That measurement there, the diameter will be double that. So let's start with a 6 centimeter radius. So on your point, grab your ruler and just measure out from the center point the 6 centimeters. So you'll end up with 2 dots on the page. Okay, so you'll end up with 2 dots. Once you have your 2 markings, grab your compass and change your compass radius to that measurement. And then once you have done that, you can commit to your first circle in the center of the page. By the way, those of you who have had a class with me before or are tuning in, and I know some of you are very experienced in geometry, if you know how to draw a spiral grid or you want to draw any particular grid, you're more than welcome to just go ahead. But for those of you who are new, what I'd like you to look at is where this circle is overlapping the horizontal line. I love geometry because I like to work in systems and there's a lot of repetition. I always like to work in a clockwise motion, always clockwise. So keeping that in mind, going clockwise, I'm going to go to the left hand side where the circle's overlapping. Let's give that a little mark. And keeping the radius the same size, we're going to draw a second circle from that point. Okay? So now what we've got is a bisect, or what we call a vesica Pisces. Note where the circles are intersecting, they're meeting, they're passing through at north. That's going to be my third circle. So we're going around in a clockwise motion. So let's pop our compass on that point and draw a third circle. And we're going to repeat. Fourth circle. They're rotating around the center circle. Okay? Fifth, along the horizontal line. Just count as you go. We're going to have a sixth circle. And ending with a seventh. Some of you might be familiar with this symbol. It's called the seed of life. Now this here is very beautiful. It's very simple. You could just create a mandala using this guide, but we're going to take it one step further. So your next step was the vertical line, which runs north to south. We don't need to put the whole entire line in. We just want these points on the center circle. So now that we have those 2 points, let's make 2 more circles. Now before we create our second circle on the bottom, I would like you to just take note of where that circle is passing through the center circle. Have a look. 1 and 2. 2 new meetings, 2 new points. Mark them for me, please. And let's create 2 more circles. Repeat on the bottom. I've already got my marking for my south. And you can count these around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now I'm missing 2 circles. They are sitting here and here. And there you have a beautiful spiral grid. Now I love this geometric grid because it gives you a lot to play with for your mandala. A lot of little different sections to work with. And the circle is now your oyster. There is so much at play here. All shapes exist within here. If you start to grab your ruler, you can break up. I like to say break up, divide up. You can pop this vertical line through the center and you just rotate your ruler around and divide all these sections up. Everything is a mirror. Everything is in harmony. It's all repetitive. And that is what is so pleasing about drawing geometry. So this is where I now leave you to play and express yourself using this beautiful grid and enjoy. That's it from me for now. And if you could please send me in your mandalas after, that would be fantastic. I would love to see them. Thanks for tuning in overseas as well. Big love to you all. Enjoy. Bye.